Well, hello there. So I bought off of eBay in this Amazon Prime box a Nintendo Wii for £9. I won it for £9, and the listing, which I'll put on the screen, says power's on but nothing happens and broken top cover. See pictures. So apparently it does power on, but we just don't know anything beyond that because nothing happens. So let's get this unpackaged and let's have a look at the console itself. So let's get into this mangled box and let's see what we've got. Check the condition of this Nintendo Wii. £9 this week, £9. So yeah. General condition, right? Yeah. General condition is pretty worn. It's got a fair bit of damage to it, fair few scratches, to be honest with you. It's not the worst I've ever seen, but it's certainly not the best I've ever seen. They have quite nicely put a label on that says broken. Oh, it's a sticker. Oh, that's just nasty. Yeah, let's get that off. I don't know whether it'll pick up on camera, but it's discoloured. That's a different colour to that. Some tape on here as well. Let's get that off. Okay, so this is apparently broken, which they're not wrong. That is indeed broken. That is completely broken off. I would assume the other half of this is probably in the console. Everything else would seem to be okay. The front door works okay, seems to anyway. So yeah, let's have a quick look at all the inputs. Power input looks okay. USBs all look good. For £9, I'm really not going to moan too much. This could do with a real good polish up because it has a lot of scratches. Oh, there's a memory card slot that opens and closes absolutely fine. It doesn't appear to have been opened before. I've never actually opened up a Nintendo Wii, so it should be interesting to do so. Let's at least see if it switches on. Power in. We have a light. It tries to take a disc. So that is powering on. We are getting a green light. Fans operating. It is spinning. Yeah, coming out of it is a little bit greasy. Smells like chip fat. It does indeed power off. Interesting. That's registering as on, but we're not actually getting any fan spin now. Interesting. Very interesting. That's off. Let's pull the power and put it back in. Getting an orange power light, but nothing else. And that is now switching off. Very interesting. I'm going to try hooking it up to the capture card. I do have a Wii disc. I'm going to try a Wii disc and see what happens. It is Dead Rising, chop till you drop. Well, that isn't wanting to even accept the disc. Okay, so we're going to turn it off. And let's turn it on again, using the disc. Okay, so that does switch it on, but beyond that, nothing else is happening. Nothing at all. We're getting nada. Now I am just going to confirm with another console that runs these connections that we are getting a clear signal. Okay, so I've got my incredibly tatty N64. I am planning to do something with this N64, but let's just see if the signal out is going okay. It's the wrong HDMI. Let's try using the correct HDMI, shall we? Oh, we have something. Oh, there we go. Very poorly, but we've got something. We have no power. Oh, we do. There we go. Suddenly there's power. Do we have signal? Let's put the disc in. Nothing. This is behaving so very strangely. It's gone to a black screen. So that's off, but there's no standby light now. No, nothing. No standby light. So let's try turning it on again. Oh, something's not right. It's not liking this at all. We've got power. We now have a green light. Okay. You can see that. That's not orange. That is green. And we go to turn it off. And it switches off. Let's try this again. We've got no standby light whatsoever. So let's unplug it. And let's plug it back in. There, we had a temporary power light there. Switch it on. Tries drawing a disc in. So I think it's time we got inside this thing to have a look and see what we can see, because this isn't normal behaviour at all. Let's see if we can get this thing apart. Now I don't actually know where the screws are for this. What is this? Okay, so I have just consulted something and I want to just test something. Let's get a disc in. Okay, so that takes that. We then take the power out. We're going to put the power back in. See if we can switch it on. Okay. Oh, and then it's spinning. The disc is now spinning. Alright, I'm going to eject it. It's not running with the fan on at the moment. And nothing. So we get nothing if we put the disc in whilst it's switched on. But if the disc is in when we switch the console on, the disc spins. That's interesting. everything here is pointing to some form of soft bricking of the system. So I guess what I've actually got is an inexpensive bunch of spare parts for a Wii. Several days later. Okay, so it's been a few days since I took this Wii apart. It is still apart, and I've been doing some research, and from what I can tell, it's bricked.
Oh man! Oh God! Oh man!
The reason the switch is not turning on is because it's got nothing to boot to. So we are getting a signal to the capture card. It's just a black screen. The Wii's got nowhere to go. It's got nothing to do. It doesn't even know what it's supposed to do. Hence why the disk drive doesn't start. Now, it's a software issue, which would explain why it was £9. I didn't know that at the time. You do live and learn on eBay. Now, a bricked Wii, there are several different options for several different types of bricking. There's only one option that I've found so far, and it was really difficult to find. It took a lot of digging out, hence why it's been a few days. I've got everything prepared on this memory card, and I'm going to attempt to flash the NAND with new software. I don't know if this is going to work. What I do know is that this Nintendo Wii is never going to work. It may work if I try this. So I'm going to give it a go. If this doesn't work, then I really don't know what else I can do other than keep this Wii for parts. At the end of the day, it's got a perfectly functioning disk drive as far as I'm aware. It's got a reasonably serviceable case. It's just a little dirty. Otherwise, it's not a bad piece of kit for £9. If I can turn it into a fully working Switch, well, that would be even better, wouldn't it? Okay, so we've got the overhead here. Apologise for the mess. It is absolutely crazy here. I didn't really have much of a chance to sort of clean up. The capture card is picking up the AV signal because it is indeed blue. Okay, so we're going to try switching it on. See what comes up, if anything, in fact, comes up. Okay, so that's not displaying anything. So that's basically, from what I can tell, that's not worked. I'm going to try the other AV to HDMI adapter, see if that gives us any proof of life at all. I'm guessing that's working now. So let's pop this in again. So it's not actually receiving any kind of signal. And yeah, because I haven't put the Wi-Fi back in, it's unlikely, but you know, might as well give it a go. Oh, hello. We have a black screen. That's different. Well, that's good. But that is at the same time not good, because that's not coming up with anything. I mean, I could put this back together fully, but I don't know. I don't think there's much point if I put this. Ow! Oh, that's getting hot. If I put this on, I wonder if that does anything. I mean, we could try doing it with a disc in. Maybe that might prompt it to do something. Yeah, so this isn't working. This hasn't happened the way it should have happened. Honestly, there's nothing I can do. And I have to admit to being slightly dejected, because I was really hoping that that would work. But as you can see, it's doing nothing. I've tested all the outputs and everything. I really want to rule everything out. Now, no, I'm not going to be taking it apart. And yes, it's seen better days, to be fair. But we're going to test it out just to make sure that it is outputting. See, we have the standby light on. It works. It is a working Wii. So do we have... There we go. That's just to prove that it's not the capture card. There's actually a game in here. What do we got in here? Ah, Wii Sports Resort. So that's actually working to the capture card as it should. So I don't really understand why this isn't working. All the files on here are correct. It just doesn't know what to do with it. Yeah, I'm at a bit of a loss with this one. Physically, there's nothing else wrong with it. It seems to be working absolutely fine. I think we have a dud. I think we have a dead one here. If you know any better, then let me know in the comments section, because I'm out of ideas. So yeah, that's disappointing. My guess is the owner of this bricked it whilst trying to mod it. I pretty much at this point just have a Wii with a working drive, a Wi-Fi card, and a few extra other bits. It's probably going to spend life now as a donor. But hey, that's the way it goes sometimes, especially with eBay. A donor console is always a good thing, because we actually do have a Wii. If that breaks or falls over or anything like that, we've at least got some spare parts. But if you do have the answer to this and what could be wrong, then please put it in the comments section, and maybe we can revisit this in another video. That is disappointing. I've had a string of 2 failures. Have I given up too easily? Perhaps, but only time will tell. Anyway, thank you for joining me for this shocking failure of a video. I hope you're all okay where you are. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you like my content. Hit the like button on the video as well for me. On to the next thing. Until next time, look after yourselves. Look after one another. Bye-bye for now.